So this video is for the axle peg work drawing. So for your work drawing, make sure that you have it on an A-size paper. So first thing we're going to do is place in our base. So our base right now is rather small. It's hard to see what we're doing. So we're going to change the scale to this to 3 to 1. Personally, I think it looks a little bit better on the paper and I can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to place in my top view, my isometric, and my bottom view. And then I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to double click on my isometric, click on the blue sphere, and then click OK. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Annotate and add in my center marks, and then also center lines. It's a lot easier to add them in now when you can actually see what you're doing, unlike later on when it's kind of full and you can't see what you're doing. So for the center line, for this one, you need to make sure that you right click and create, or else it removes it. So now I'm going to use the leader text. So before you've been using a bunch of different dimensioning tools where all the dimensions pop in for you, but in this case you need to click, and for this we're going to use our lovely little piece right here. I made it much larger in case you need to see it. So I'm going to click on my hex socket, click to make the elbow kind of portion of my leader text, and then right click continue. And that brings me to my pop-up where I can, oh, it actually saved how large that was. Oh, that's neat. Didn't know it did that. Okay, so I originally typed it over there. Alright, so missed a little portion of it. So it's a hex socket, HD, 5 30-seconds, so it'll be 5/32 across flats. And then on the next line, point, in case you can't see that, 1 1 1, so it's 3 ones in a row, deep. And then OK. So that's how you place all of that in. So you actually have to hand type all of it. So the next thing that's a little bit confusing is this chamfer. So for the chamfer, you gotta zoom in, makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to click here, and then click there. And I have my lovely chamfer. So the thing is, you need to click in the correct order, because if you don't, and I click here, then here, well now I have a completely different chamfer. So you need to do these in the correct order. You need to click on the slanted surface first, and then the flat. So kind of the opposite of how you put it in. So let me delete that. Now we need to use the hole and thread tool, and we can click on, I like to click on the edge, and then I can click again to place it. So that's kind of the new stuff that you haven't seen before. So we have our leader text, which is up here. We have our chamfer tool. Again, when you click on it, you got to click on the slanted edge first, then our flat. Then we have the hole and thread tool. We used it before for a hole in another part, but for this one we're using it for the thread feature. So you just click on the thread, click over, and then you have it placed in. Alright, so there are still a lot more dimensions you need to place in, but I am going to leave those to you. So make sure you finish adding all your dimensions, and when you're done, make sure you turn it into a PDF by going to File, Export, PDF before submitting. Alright, good luck!